Hello, and welcome to another episode of Push Ups and Cool Music. First, Stoic quote, then I get right to it. Work is therapy. Work nourishes noble minds. Seneca, Moral Letters. Ooh, that's great, because I need to work on my body now. You know that feeling you get when you haven't been to the gym in a few days? A bit doughy, irritable, claustrophobic, uncertain. Others get a similar feeling when they've been on vacation for too long or right after they first retire. The mind and the body are there to be used. They begin to turn on themselves when not put to some productive end. It's sad to think that this kind of frustration is an everyday reality for a lot of people. They live so much of their potential unfulfilled because they have jobs where they don't really do much or because they have too much time on their hands. Worse is when we try to push these feelings away by buying things, going out, fighting, creating drama, indulging in the empty calories of existence instead of finding the real nourishment. The solution is simple and thankfully always right at hand. Get out there and work. Well, for me, my work is to work on my body and also work on musical skills because it's really good for the brain to read music and move your fingers along to it. So I have exams that I need to work on, so I use my brain plenty. And I also did honest measurements earlier to see what kind of disappointing stats I had. And then I'm like, I'm supposed to be a stoic, no expectation. So my arms were 39 centimeters in circumference. They were like 15 and a half inches. The calf was actually almost an inch smaller. So calf raises every day, no matter what. I might rest and stretch for the other muscles because I do other workouts. But my calves, they deserve no mercy at all. Let's put on Beethoven's Piano Concerto number 4, which is the cool music for today. I start with some stretching, and then I will push my muscles to the extremes. This is a nice stretch for the inner thigh. I always start my workouts with those. Not very exciting to watch, but I do these videos to be honest with myself. And if anyone watches this, well, I might give some inspiration out there. Both to think better, act better, be better. And if my muscular stats do not improve, because I will measure at least once a month, then I have to review my diet and my habits. This stretch is good too. It's called the Cossack squat. Stretch this side and the other side. This is very good. Very good to get flexible. Good kicking legs. Taekwondo legs. I am next weekend going to a Taekwondo grading event. So I will get a higher degree on my belt. Well, I have a red belt with a black stripe. I'll get 2 black stripes. The 3rd black stripe is the last one before the black belt. And when you get the black belt, you have a bunch of other stripes there. But I don't know what I will do when I finally got my black belt. I got my teenage dream of getting my black belt. Finally! But then I might go to boxing or something. I have to turn down the sound a little bit. So, I think martial arts like boxing and MMA are more efficient when it comes to being able to defend yourself. And even though I'm not a fighting person, I'm not an aggressive person, I'm probably too old to pursue a fighting career. I think it's still better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So it's having that fighter body that is ideal for me, because fighters look great, but they don't only look great, they function great. It's their endurance and strength and reflexes and mental toughness that makes fighters amazing. And also flexibility, like what I'm working on now. These are all traits that fighters develop. And I think martial arts is a great exercise of stoicism, because you're training to fight, you're training for adversity, you're training for a life that's difficult. Because I heard a quote, I do not pray for an easy life, I pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. So I like the mentality of the fighter. So that's why I stretch like a fighter. I want to train like a fighter. So at least I'm enjoying the smooth sounds of Beethoven. Even though I have all these amazing rock records, I guess my brand is that my cool music is my classical music. It's also because I want to show that classical music is cool. It is cool. It's just as cool as heavy metal, if not even cooler. Ooh, I said it. I built my interest on music from heavy metal. At least from actively doing it. Because I started singing in heavy metal bands. And I collected a lot of records and really got into the craft of heavy metal and old school rock music. Like the Beatles and Pink Floyd as well. There's Motley Crue, Van Halen, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, all those great bands that have inspired me and shaped me into who I am. The Doors, Pink Floyd. I performed Pink Floyd like last time. I had a concert. We had like 2 songs by Pink Floyd. Run Like Hell and Another Brick in the Wall. I know it's very cookie cutter, it's like the Pink Floyd song everyone has heard, but it fit the theme. We had a concept. It was about citizenship and democracy. So we needed political lyrics, and we also needed a set list that was relatively easy for the band members to get through, play, and for me to sing. So everybody knows Another Brick in the Wall. So that one was actually fun to perform. Doesn't matter if it's overplayed, then that is like that Pink Floyd song everybody knows. And I know Pink Floyd have a bunch of other greater songs. It's a good song. It's the reason why it's topped the charts for so long. And why it spans across generations. Because I was practicing for that concert. And sometimes I just my habits slip up. I just do my everyday stuff. I was putting on my Taekwondo dobok. It's not called a gi because it's Korean. But yeah, my outfit for training Taekwondo. And I was singing a little bit of that song, Another Brick in the Wall. And then there was a little kid there. I was like, oh, I know that song. I really like it. That says a lot about the generational span of Pink Floyd. That this little kid knew it. So, yeah. And I work with a lot of younger students at school, so... And they like that music too. What I truly find magic is notation, music notation, because Beethoven lived way before recorded music, and we can still listen to his music today. We never get to hear Beethoven actually play, but we can hear what he composed, what he played back in the day. Well, he kept on composing even after he was incapable of playing the piano because he gradually started losing his hearing. And then dynamics became hard. It became hard to play the piano properly for an audience. But he could still hear the music in his mind and keep composing. That's what made Beethoven great. Because he knew what those notes sounded like. So he could just write them down. The rhythms, the notes, the dynamics. Just heard all that in his mind. But Beethoven was a mastermind. But I should practice at least to try to be more like Beethoven. I will never be Beethoven. I didn't start as a kid. I started singing rock music for fun. Then I started learning the piano, and then as I started learning classical singing, ear training, that stuff, at a relatively grown-up age. I'm like 40 years old now, and I've been practicing classical music since I was 35. And I've been singing rock and roll for about 10 years. So, maybe a late bloomer? I don't know. I've been singing rock and metal songs by myself, even in my early 20s, but I didn't know that it was something that somebody ever wanted to listen to. But I was proven wrong, because a friend of mine came to see my exam concert with my class, and he just said it was amazing. He had goosebumps and everything. So that was cool. So it's cool, someone like me who enjoys push-ups and cool music also gets to create cool music. Get to be a part of that process. Whew, stretching takes a bit of time, but I'm gonna take my time. And then I will do some exercises. It's very hard to get the splits. Even though I've been into various martial arts for years, I did get to the splits at some point, but that's a long time ago. Oh, that just makes me sound really fucking old. But yeah, I am a bit old. So I need to be more aware of taking care of myself, that this doesn't happen by itself. I need to work more on my body than a younger person should. Because development happens slower. So I also need to be more patient and not injure myself. That agility. Imagine having that kind of agility on the piano. Maybe someday. That is what I wish to do, because piano keeps the brain active. So I might not get Alzheimer's or whatever when I get older. And if I keep improving on the piano, at least I can have something I'm stronger at when I'm older. That when I'm 80, I'm way better at the piano than now, but I can't do nearly as many push-ups. I hope I'll be able to do some push-ups. It would be bad if I couldn't do one. So, body and mind needs work to function. That's just the way it works. Damn, my workout is gonna be long today. Haven't even finished my stretching. Shit. Ugh. I was really into martial arts in like my early 20s, and I actually did get into the split. I remember when I first lost it. It was about when I was about 26 and I got a sciatic nerve injury. And I kind of lost my desire to train martial arts for a while. So I mostly just trained with weights. So I became very into building muscle mass. And I got back into martial arts. And then I injured my knee. Then it was physical therapy. And then my legs were super skinny. So I just started training with weights. So I always come back to weights. But now I just want to combine martial arts and weights to become the best version of myself. To become the most flexible and powerful version of myself. This wasn't very flattering. But that doesn't matter. Keep legs straight. Ooh. Yes. Let's get to it. Do some push-ups. Push-ups is like the first thing this concept started with. Maybe another angle, maybe from the side. So I can see the arms working. Oh God! That was an insane amount of push-ups. Maybe not. It just felt like that because I did so. Rest a little and squats, because why not? I had leg day yesterday, but just squats, as many squats that I feel is right for me right now. Then some calf raises. I think I'm fine for now. And maybe some pull-ups. Super efficient. Very simple workout. I need to catch my breath before doing pull-ups. Whew. I have no idea how many squats that was. I will count after I'm done recording. Okay, let's do some pull-ups. That was all. That was disappointing. Don't expect anything. Just work hard with what I have. Another angle, maybe? Train the abdominals. Just the fact that I talked for almost 10 minutes makes me think of how efficient and short this workout is. Maybe do some simple ab crunchers at the end. This is basically what I do on the rest day. No. Calf raises. I promised myself calf raises. But some abs. Okay, that's enough. Let's do some calf raises. That was good about this simple high rep workout, so that it really works your endurance. Now calf raises, one leg at a time. Do about 10 reps on each side. I just change the side. No. It's actually quite heavy when you do this, even though there's nothing more than my body weight. My calves are still like half an inch smaller than my bicep, or like 1 centimeter, so they need everyday work. Whew. Beethoven and calf raises is great, right? Oh, it's freaking great. Anyway. Whew. Uh, mm, oh. Those are definitely the muscles that need the most work, that I really want to build. And it's great for Taekwondo and other athletics to get more spring in your step when you have stronger calves, because they can carry my weight better. Okay, now it's both calves, because I think I drained each calf, and I have to drain them a bit more. Basically a drop set, because now I distribute the weight amongst both calves. Oh, I think that's enough. Now I'm just gonna meditate for like 20 minutes. And that's freaking boring to film. Who wants to see a guy just sitting, doing nothing, and breathing? But you know, I'm not even sure anybody wants to see this, so anyone who's gotten this far, whoa.